Welcome back, dear Talk News friends and subscribers. There are interesting things happening around Tesla and its stock today. Elon Musk tweeted that Tesla stock was too high and the market agreed. Tesla shares fell more than 9% after comment and asked if tweet was vetted or made in jest. CEO said no. This is Armen Harayan, and I'm going to read you an interesting story by Wall Street Journal's Tim Higgins, and our opinions are his. Tesla Incorporated stocks plunged Friday morning after Chief Executive Elon Musk took to Twitter to say the automaker's share price was too high in a series of messages he posted on the social media platform. Mr. Musk's tweets are only the latest of his missives that have drawn swift reaction from investors. Because of his history on Twitter, he is required by a court settlement to vet any message that might be material to Tesla, though the definition of what exactly must be reviewed has been a subject of dispute. Asked whether he was joking or he had his tweets vetted before posting it, Mr. Musk told the Wall Street Journal in an email simply, quote, no, end of the quote. The latest episode on Twitter began Friday this morning at 8:10 a.m. California time, where Tesla is based. Mr. Musk wrote on his verified Twitter account, quote, I am selling almost all physical possessions, will own no house, end of the quote. A minute later he added, quote, Tesla stock price is too high in my opinion, end of the quote. An abbreviation for in my opinion. Tesla shares, which had closed Thursday at $781.88, an 82% gain for the year, were down more than 9% in midday trading Friday after the Twitter messages. Investor enthusiasm for Mr. Musk's ambitious growth plans for the electric car maker has sent shares soaring this year, even amid fears of prolonged recession from the coronavirus pandemic. But Mr. Musk has been rallying against authorities' efforts to stop the spread of the virus by shutting down non-essential businesses and keeping people at home. Tesla's lone U.S. assembly plant stopped production on March 23 because of such orders in California. On Wednesday, after Tesla suspended full-year car delivery guidance that had targeted more than 36% growth this year before the pandemic, he compared the effort to fascism and has taken to Twitter to argue for reopening the economy. Mr. Musk reprised that theme on Friday. After his comment on Tesla's share price, Mr. Musk returned to Twitter 4 minutes later to say, now give people back their freedom, and posted lines from the Star Spangled Banner. Since the coronavirus outbreak began to threaten the US, Mr. Musk has argued that the reaction to the pandemic is worse than the danger of COVID-19 itself. In recent days on Twitter, he has pointed to data that shows hospitals in California have been half empty, applauded Texas' efforts to relax restrictions, and called Sweden's response, which has largely limited shelter-in-place orders to older people, sensible. The billionaire entrepreneur's behavior on Twitter has landed him in legal trouble. In 2018, he announced on the social media platform that he was considering plans to take the automaker private, a claim later deemed fraudulent by the Securities and Exchange Commission after it became clear he didn't have funding finalized for such a move. He denied wrongdoing, but eventually settled with a deal that included him giving up his positions as chairman of Tesla and agreeing to have any of his Twitter messages relating to the automaker's business reviewed before publishing them. Tesla faces litigation from investors unhappy about losing money when shares soared after Mr. Musk said in 2018 that he had secured funding for the deal before the stock retreated over the following days as it became clear a transaction wasn't certain. Earlier this week, the company revealed in a filing that it had decided not to renew insurance policies protecting its board of directors and officers from liability because of, quote, disproportionately high premiums quoted by insurance companies, end of the quote. Instead, Mr. Musk personally agreed to provide coverage. Tesla didn't disclose why the premiums were so high. Mr. Musk also has a history of posting exaggerated messages on Twitter during trying times. After the deal with the SEC to relinquish his chairman title, he took to Twitter to say he was giving up his title of CEO. Quote, I'm now the nothing of Tesla, seems fine so far, end of the quote. A company filing with the SEC this week still listed Mr. Musk as CEO. Tesla didn't respond to a request for comment on Mr. Musk's tweet or whether the CEO's comment on stock price had been vetted. Mr. Musk found himself in the SEC's crosshairs against early last year when he posted messages on Twitter discussing the automaker's projected production volumes. The SEC asked a federal judge to hold him in contempt for violating his 2018 settlement agreement. The two sides eventually settled the dispute with an arrangement that more clearly articulated what matters for which Mr. Musk would need to seek a review before going public. While the latest version of the settlement agreement doesn't specifically mention comments about Tesla's share price, it says he needed to vet communications about, quote, events regarding the company's securities, end of the quote. Famed short seller and Musk critic Jim Chanos appeared to weigh in almost immediately. A Twitter account controlled by Mr. Chanos' firm wrote, quote, the Musk tweet on the stock price is a material statement by anyone's standard. How is this not a clear violation of his agreement? What is going on here? Mr. Musk has great incentives to see Tesla shares soar. He is on the verge of vesting the first tranche of stock options within a multi-year compensation package that could ultimately top $50 billion. The milestone is tied to Tesla's financial results and market value. Shares need to average enough to give the company a market value of $100 billion on average over the course of 6 months and 30 days. It is near that level now. The first tranche of 1.69 million stock options under the arrangement normally would net more than $700 million if sold immediately at Thursday's price, though Mr. Musk is required to keep the shares for 5 years after exercising the options. A little more than an hour after he began posting messages on Twitter Friday, he added that his musician girlfriend, Claire Butcher, known as Grimes, was mad at him. She is reportedly pregnant with his child. Baby due on Monday, Mr. Musk wrote. This is the end of the story, and Alison Prain contributed to this article. Well, friends, these are interesting developments around Tesla and the Tesla stock. Indeed, why do you think Mr. Musk would tweet saying Tesla price is too high? One thing that immediately comes to my mind is that he doesn't care about political correctness, which may be a good thing, because in this society we have gone through into political correctness so much that we have lost the sense of what is right and what is wrong, and everybody doesn't care about what is right and what is wrong, and they just talk about political correctness. But now Elon Musk says Tesla stock is too high, and the market agrees. No matter what people say, the market agrees. So does he tell the truth and the market agrees, and is this a good thing? Let me know, please. What do you think? What are your options? Actually, what are your thoughts about this? Why is this tweet? Or what does it mean when he says, I'm giving up all my possessions, will not even own a house, or something like that? I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know. So this is an interesting day. I think as the day unfolds and more tweets come, we will we will have more information, and maybe the media will reach out to him and there will be more information coming out, and we will have more answers coming soon. In the meantime, this is Armen Harayan from Torque News. Thank you very much and for listening and watching. I will have the link of this story in the description as a reference in the description of this video. But please subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell not to miss any other reports from Torque News. And also like this video to show your appreciation of all the people who have helped me to bring these reports to you. Have a wonderful day. God bless you and stay safe.